Hi guys, I'm back here with another video. This is a comparison between two Intercontinental Championships. The Classic Reggie IC, used in the 80s and 90s. And this is the JMar Nugget textured, aka the Cody IC. The belt that Cody Rhodes debuted in 2011 at Hell in a Cell. A brief history about this belt. JMar did not own the right to use the artwork for this belt, so when Cody debuted this belt on TV, Midwest contacted WWE and said, if you take that belt off TV, we will make you a new one, because JMar didn't have the right to this artwork. Midwest did. So Dave Millican made WWE a new belt. It was this exact belt, same grapplers and everything, same design, same size, same tooling, everything. This had a scratch logo, WWE scratch logo with white paint. It had a scratch logo with white paint and a red underscore, and it had black paint on the boots of the wrestlers. And I believe these parts were plain, not painted. And it was a white strap, kind of like the Shawn Michaels version, which was one of my favourites. And it had a WWE logo with a black background here. And apart from that, everything else was the same. It just had some added paint in certain areas. It was a really good belt. And one of my favourites, even though it still had massive plain parts without texture and stuff. I really liked the way that it looked on white. For me, The Miz was definitely a good IC champion. He really made that belt what it was. I believe Dolph Ziggler held it. Big Show, Cody Rhodes, Wade Barrett, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, I think Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn was the last person, Shinsuke was the last person to hold it before it was replaced with the current belt. So that's just a little bit of history about this belt in particular. Let's get into the comparison. So this one has Reggie style texture, tooling in the snap boxes, one piece tip, black backing. It's got really nice logo plate tooling, WWF Intercontinental, this is the block logo. Then it's got the shell tooling going around the plates. It's got black paint in here, in the slits, and it's got the grapplers WWF logo. This is all etched down, and then the grapplers and the logo are raised up. Here you've got the globe, the 6 stars, 3 stars on the edges, raised WWF block logo, and same on this side, identical to the other side. Not identical, these ones are facing in the same direction as these ones. Then you've got the 2x8 Reggie snapbox. Next you've got the white strap. This is JMar style tooling. It's got the crest that JMar uses. This is definitely my favourite part. Looks really good. You've got the shell tooling going all around. You've got white paint for the sealed edges. You've got black paint for the sealed edges. Standard black leather backing. 2x8 snapbox, JMar style. And then you've got those little bits that Jamar uses in the end of his straps. This is really nicely done, very good leather. It's got the nice texture, really catches the light quite well. Really good white leather. I've had this for a couple of months and the leather still looks brand new. So some of the differences: number 1, no logo plate. Number 2, no tip. Number 3, this is black and this strap is white. The biggest difference you'll notice is, so here you've got the collar and elbow tie up. Here you've got a submission move. I'm not sure what submission move it is. Maybe like a Boston Crab or like a leg lock, I'm not sure, but it's definitely something. And then you've got a similar grapplers on this side. On this side you've got the grapplers doing a similar move on this version as you've got doing here, but this one facing outwards and this one facing inwards. Same on this side, facing outwards, and on this one facing I think this is facing in the same direction as that one. Okay, so these are facing in this direction, both of them, and both of these are facing this direction. And then this one is facing that direction as well. So is this one. So all of these are facing left, if that makes sense. So they're going in that direction. These ones are going in this direction. So if they were to be looking, they'd be looking left. And these are looking right, if that makes sense. Right off the bat, my favourite part of this belt, the black logos. The 2011 version of the Dave Milliken had white logos. Those look really good, but I do prefer the black logos. It's got the red underscore. Biggest change on this one is got texture. This is all hand done nugget texture, really nice. These are plain. So if I show you underneath the light here, this is with the light. It's just plain etching. But if you look at this, you can see that nugget texture shine through really nice. It really makes the black logos pop. You'd really have to see this in person to see how it looks. Cameras don't do it justice. I don't think the real Jamar one had texture in the slits, but to be honest, that's not really a big deal. You can see how well that black logo pops, really nice. This is standard definition, but it is very well done. Nice texture. And if you look here, you can see the texture. Nice blue globe. So that's just the way that the nugget texture looks on this. It's really well done. I do have a full review of this belt on my YouTube if you want to see it. Here you can see how the texture looks in different lighting. It just really pops really well. I have had a few versions of the textured belt. The Cody one I mean. Unfortunately I did have to sell some of those for other stuff, but this one is definitely for keeps. I do have that textured one over there, but that is the WWF block logo version with just texture on it. this is actually based on the Cody IC in terms of art and size. Next, what can we check? The size. So the size is actually quite different. So these are lined up, and if you look here, this is a good inch bigger than this one. The logo plate, the side plate, see if I can line it up. About here, I'd say the side plates are probably the same size. There's a more noticeable difference in size between the main plates rather than the side plates. Let's see if I can line it up. It's a bit hard to line up. I think this side plate might be a bit bigger, I'm not sure. I think the WWE's Reggie block Lego side plates may be slightly bigger by a couple of millimeters, but only millimeters, whereas this is a full inch bigger and wider. In terms of height, this is definitely taller in the center plate, the Reggie version, because this thing is being covered up by the strap of the Jamer, and you can still see the center plate underneath. So I think the center plate is a bit bigger. Not by much, probably about half an inch or so. Next, you've got a black background for the WWE logo with gold. Here you've got a plain gold background. In terms of lettering, it says Intercontinental Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. On this one, Intercontinental Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. I think the text on these are pretty similar. They're both very thick text. The globes are the most different thing on these belts. So this is the traditional Reggie style globe. And this is the Jamer one. The lines are inverted, so it doesn't look like a traditional globe. Really nice blue on this. Very well done. Next, you've got 5 stars. These are all solid. They're not hollow like the block logo. So these are solid stars. 5. These are 6, and they are all hollow. These stars are quite well done. These do have a bit more of a rounded feel at the top. I'd say in terms of clarity, if I had to choose, these are etched quite well. Like you can see how thick these stars are, how deep they're etched. There is some deep etching on this belt. I'd say it's a bit deeper than this etching, but not by much. But this etching does feel a bit better. It's got like rounded edges. This does have a bit more sharper edges on the etching. So the etching on this is a bit more better quality than this. I'd say the stars are a bit more clearer on this versus this. And then these stars are actually quite well done. You can tell that the stars, they're not bubbly or blotchy or anything. They've got like a rounded look to the edges of the stars, where these are a bit more pointed. So these do look a bit more like proper stars than these ones. These ones have a bit more like a rounded feel to them on the edges of the point where the star ends. Next, you've got this star here. And then on this version it's different. It's almost like a flower design. It's got more points to it, and it does have some of those. I think there might supposed to be some texture in between these little bits here. I'm not sure, but that's not really a big deal. That's just down to artwork. But apart from that, they are very similar, but again, different as well. In terms of flexibility, they're both pretty good leather. You do have to look after white leather a bit more because it can get a bit more damaged and dirty, so I tend not to handle this one too much. I am careful with all my belts, but this one especially. If I had to choose, I would choose this one all day long because the texture does cover up all the empty space. So yeah, that's it for this comparison. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. If you want to support my channel, please check out the donate link in the description below. Of course, if you don't want to or don't have the means to, then you don't have to do that. You can support the channel just by liking and subscribing and giving it a thumbs up. And as always, thanks for watching.